Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here this evening for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. And thank you all at home for watching this meeting this evening. Today's date is Tuesday, November 10th, 2015. And prior to coming out here for the public meeting, the board met in executive session at 6 p.m. to discuss the fiscal year ending 2016 personnel budget. We also had a candidate interview for a vacancy on our ethics board. For the record, all board members are present with the exception of Councilman Lupinacci, who is on his way here. He's going to join us as soon as he gets to Town Hall. He got stuck at work this evening, but he is on his way here. We also have Greg Fulchetti all the way down to my left. He's our town attorney, an excellent one at that. And we have our excellent town comptroller in the audience. She's going to be going over some agenda items with us this evening later on, as is our police chief, Mike Kazari, is with us also. Before we get started and before we have the pledge, I just want to speak a little bit about we lost in the community, we lost one of our ministers, Reverend Willett R. Porter, Jr. He passed away at his home on November 4th after a brief illness. He was 88 years old, and he served the community in a lot of different capacities. He served for the following churches: the Mount Kisco United Methodist Church from 1973 to 1989, of which he was pastor emeritus since 2007. He was the interim pastor at the Lake Mahopac United Methodist Church. That's the one right over here on East Lake Boulevard near CVS. And he last served as pastor at the Mount Hope United Methodist Church in Mahopac Falls. That's off of Hill Street from 1993 to 2015. So the community mourns the loss of Reverend Willett R. Porter, Jr. We were very saddened to hear the news that he had passed away. Besides preaching, he was involved in numerous community activities, such as being an umpire in the Little Leagues, chaplain and life member of the New Paltz Volunteer Fire Department. He was past president of the Mount Kisco Rotary Club, and he was a Paul Harris Fellow. He was past president of the Northern Westchester Clergy Association as well. He was the 1989 Mount Kisco Citizen of the Year Award, and he was awarded a proclamation by the Putnam County Executive and Legislature proclaiming June 28, 2015 as Will Porter Day. The Town of Carmel Town Board also presented Will Porter with a proclamation this year as well. So he was very involved in the community once again, and we're saddened by his loss, and our thoughts and prayers will be with his family as they deal with the loss of their husband and father. He was the father of 4 sons as well. So good man, a great gentleman, and may he rest in peace. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. And Councilwoman McDonough, would you lead us in that, please? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence to remember all of the men and women who are fighting for our freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. And that brings us, Susie, to our next order of business. For all the men and women that fought for our freedom, we have one here with us this evening. He's a very special guest of ours this evening, and we're going to be presenting him with a proclamation. His name is Ray Callanan, and Ray is a resident of Hamlet of Mahopac. I'm just going to read this bio that Ray submitted. Raymond Callanan, who resides in Hamlet of Mahopac, Town of Carmel, married 44 years to his wife Barbara, has 2 grown daughters and 5 grandchildren who he has. Does he have all 5 with him here this evening? Okay, his children are here this evening, and his grandchildren are here this evening, and his wife, Barbara, is here with him this evening as well. Ray proudly served in the United States Navy from 1965 to 1968, achieving the rank of E3. The military awards that Ray has received include the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, the Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal, the Republic of Vietnam Meritorious Unit Citation, and the Navy Unit Commendation Ribbon. For 36 years, Ray has been an active member of the VFW Post 5491 in Mahopac, where he served as post commander. He currently serves as a member of the Color Guard and as the VFW chaplain. Ray is also a member of the Mahopac American Legion Post 1080, where he has proudly served for the past 28 years. Ray's professional career was a distinguished firefighter with the FDNY, where he proudly served for 35-plus years, retiring at the rank of lieutenant. Ray is an active member of the St. John the Evangelist Parish community in Mahopac, New York, where he has taught CCD for the past 15 years. Ray, there's a lot here about you in your bio, and it speaks a lot about who you are and how you served your community, both in the military and very active in the American Legion and the VFW, as well as with the New York City Fire Department for 35-plus years. So it brings me great pleasure, and this board, great pleasure, that we have nominated you to represent the town of Carmel in the Senator Murphy Veterans Hall of Fame ceremony that will be taking place at the Sanape Ciola Manor in Jefferson Valley on Thursday, November 19th at 6:30 p.m. The honorees will have their picture and biography included in a special book to commemorate the evening. The Senators Veterans Hall of Fame solemnly honors the risk, sacrifice, and successes of the outstanding men and women who have defended freedom both domestically and abroad for the United States of America. So we're very honored to nominate you to represent at the Senators Hall of Fame ceremony. I think it's well-deserved, right? We really appreciate and thank you for all your services that you have done and carried out for both the community and the United States of America. And certainly, you're a very proud father, husband, grandfather to your wonderful family who's here with you tonight, and they're very proud to be here with you as we present you with a proclamation here this evening, Ray. So when I was asked to nominate somebody this year by Senator Murphy's office, one name came to mind right away, Ray. Immediately came to mind, for me anyway, was you, Ray, because I've known you from the VFW, and that you were very active there, and we spoke on numerous occasions up there at the VFW, and so I just want you to know that this was special for me as well, because I felt that you were, very much deserving of this nomination, and we're very honored to have you as our veteran. So, without further ado, Ray, I'm going to ask you to come up to the podium over here. Board members, would you join me? And why don't we have your family come up also? Come on up, everybody. Join us. They don't want to see us in here. You get your family in here. All right. So come on around. Some of you can come around over here. Some of the kids. Come on over here. Come on over in here. But you're going to have to see. That's where the camera is up there. So everybody at home is watching this tonight. If they're watching the town board meeting. So you want to look over that way, up towards that camera up there. But when we present the proclamation, we're going to be looking over here. Okay, guys? It's on TV right now. Yes, it's actually live right now. You'll get to see it because we're going to show it over and over and over again, and you guys will be able to see it. Plus, I'm going to get your grandfather a copy of the DVD of tonight's town board meeting, so you'll be able to watch it whenever you want to watch it. You can keep watching it. So is everybody here? Yep. We're all here. Okay. Ray? I'm going to read the proclamation. So, whereas Raymond Ray Callanan is a longtime resident of Mahopac, New York, and a proud husband, father, and grandfather, and whereas from 1965 to 1968, Raymond Ray Callanan faithfully served in the United States Navy and is the recipient of the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, the Vietnam Campaign Medal, the Meritorious Unit Citation, and Navy Unit Commendation Ribbon, and was honorably discharged to the rank of E3, and whereas Raymond Ray Callanan faithfully served the New York City Fire Department for 35 years and is a 36-year member of the Veterans of Foreign War Post 5491 in Mahopac, and a 28-year member of the American Legion Post 1080. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel gratefully acknowledges Raymond Ray Callanan for his many years of service, dedication, and commitment to the Town of Carmel and to the United States of America, and acknowledges his nomination to the 2015 New York State Senate 40th District Veterans Hall of Fame, and proclaims Raymond Ray Callanan to be an outstanding citizen and friend, and is hereby awarded this proclamation. Kenneth Schmidt, Supervisor, Town of Carmel, November 10th, 2015. Ray, congratulations. Congratulations, my friend. You want to face it that way, and we'll... Kids, come on over here. Why don't you guys come over, because you're going to be in the picture. And let's move the podium
Stand next to Grandpa.
over here. All right. So, come on in here.
This is perfect, right here.
Jonathan. Oh, Mike's got it. Does any family members have a camera that you want to?
Yeah, this is,
Oh, that was it?
yes, I definitely can.
Do you want to take a couple more just in
Yeah,
case?
absolutely.
Professional, there you go.
There you go.
My battery just died.
No worries. All right. That's the bottom, there you go, yep, you got it. And you can tap the actual, nope, you gotta turn it the other way, you're taking a picture of yourself. Santa's photo, circle, right?
Hold on.
See?
Trying to get me out of the picture.
I got it.
All right.
You push the circle, that's
Here, Ann, take a couple of mine.
Want to take it good?
Yeah, here. Hold on, guys, hold on. We're gonna get another backup here. Because this is only one take. We're all gonna.
ready, one more, say
All right. Yeah, hit the camera. I try. You want, Ann? Just take one more with yours, so we definitely.
I got one next door.
Anybody next door?
We got to make sure we.
Stairs down to Zuna, so we can do some stills.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that's yours. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bob, I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
John?
Fantastic.
Oh, boy.
Awesome.
Much
You want
appreciated.
to say a few words?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull this back. Back a little bit more. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Good. Whose camera is it?
That's the,
Take the reporters.
that's, yeah, I think that's,
Bob.
Thank you, guys.
Bob, is this yours?
It's so exciting.
Are we still on the news?
yep, we're up there, Blake.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You're
This is a big
welcome.
life.
Yes. Congratulations.
Okay,
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
thank you very much, John.
Congratulations. You're welcome. Yep. Hey, guys, congratulations, guys.
We'll just do it all over again.
The little one was.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
You have a text.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
I'm just going to say a couple of words. Hold on, Deb.
Oh.
Oh, Frank.
Kenny and the town board, I am truly, truly honored. I grew up in the Bronx, of course, but I live in Mahopac 44 years. 42 years.
All
So,
good people start out in the Bronx.
So this is my community now, and I'm very proud to live here, and I'm very, I really am very touched by this, and I appreciate it very much. And to all veterans, especially that will be honored tomorrow, I thank you, and the support from this town has been overwhelming. Anybody in the VFW or the American Legion will tell you how lucky we are to be living in such a great place, and I know you all have a partly responsible for that. So thank you very much. I much appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Congratulations. We'll see you on the 19th.
See you on the 19th.
And at the
That's it.
ceremony, okay? All right, good night, good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night. Yeah.
Oh, you knew that?
Okay, we have to do it all over again, Filippo.
I'm working on
We're
that.
gonna do it all over again.
We'll just Photoshop
Just gotta
them in.
photo. All right, okay.
How is Jimmy tan in November?
You know what? That's a good question,
Looks
yeah.
like he has a little more hair too, no?
And hair,
How
yeah.
are you tan in November? How are you tan in November? Yeah. I hope not.
2, 3.
Hey, listen to us. Hey, John.
Yeah. Growing in.
Okay. Anthony, we're still rolling, right? Thank you. You rolled the whole time during the ceremony? Thank you. Okay. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, to
didn't go
continue our town board. No, that's true. We didn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's true. I know. Just work with me, Frank.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Dais.
We're all trying.
We're back in the dais.
We're back in the dais, right. All right, that was a nice ceremony, the presentation of the Veterans Proclamation to Raymond Ray Callanan. Congratulations, Ray. Okay, number 1, review of the town board minutes of September 30th, October 7th, and the 21st of 2015. Does any town board members have any questions regarding the minutes? Don't all speak at once. Thank you. Okay, number 2, Police Chief Mike Kazari. Where is he? Mike, this is to consider request to replace a police vehicle. Mike, take it away.
So I'm requesting authorization to take, somebody said speed it up. I'll speak slower. We're requesting authorization to take the settlement from the insurance check and use it to purchase a brand-new Dodge Charger to replace the Chevy that was wrecked.
Okay, so we're getting $27,295.46
Right. It would
from
be
the insurance company.
It would be 28, but we have to pay our $1,000 deductible. So it's 27,295, and the new car is 28,562, so it's a difference of 1267.
Okay. All right, and Mike, just for the benefit of the board and the public, the Dodge Chargers are all-wheel drive now.
Right, we're looking to do an all-wheel drive vehicle to stay with, we're going to try that out. We're doing the Fords in all-wheel drive also. We want to stick with that, for the winter, to have that capability.
And the reason I mention that is when Dodge first started building Chargers as police vehicles, they were just rear-wheel drive. So now they're all-wheel drive, and that's a benefit. You don't have to put chains on them,
Yeah, but well-
and they can get through the snow better. They can get around. So, I mean,
Yes, exactly, because if we put chains on, like we discussed
Right.
previous, if
Okay.
it breaks, it damages the car.
okay. All right. Any questions by the board?
I'm just looking at the replacement value from NYMER. It's about $5,000 higher. Is that what we should expect to see for an outlay for the decals, lights, technology for radio computer hookups, about another $5,000 cost on the vehicle after this $28,000 initial?
The decaling is $650, and taking the equipment from the wrecked car and putting it in the other car, plus the damaged, the cage and whatnot, that they're no longer operable. It's $3,450 in labor, and for a total, including the other parts that we need, $6,500 No, $6,454. 6,454 is a total on taking the other parts from the wreck and putting them into the new car.
So we're gonna be about 7,500 out of pocket to get a replacement back to comparable to what we had previous to the accident. 1,000 deductible, 6,500 on this, and we're about there. Okay.
A little more, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you got to put the 1267 that we're short. The check is for
Mm-hmm.
27, the car is 28.
Okay.
and I don't know if you mentioned it, John or Mike, that the car that was involved in the accident is a 2013 Chevy Caprice, and we're keeping that. We're actually buying it back from the insurance company, so that we're gonna retain ownership of that car. And the reason for that is that there's a lot of parts on that car. We have 6 other Caprices, correct? Or is it 5 other Caprices? 5 other Caprices.
5 other Caprices
The
and
2013 Chevy Caprices that are still in service. And the parts value, the replacement parts value from the Caprice that was involved in the accident,
It far exceeds.
it far
the,
exceeds the value of the
yeah,
car.
Just the engine alone is worth more than what we're paying to buy the wreck. Right.
So we'll have that car. We'll have that car in our inventory. Should any of the other Caprices need any significant replacement parts that go down, they could, and probably should, if we're going to keep it for parts, take it off that car,
Yeah,
correct?
including the windows, the glass, the fender, yeah. There's,
All right, so there's a value to that.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, And you had mentioned the motor alone is $8,000.
Yeah.
So, but just to be clear also, Mike, there's also an option that we've talked about and that you've talked about of perhaps repairing that car, repairing the one that was involved in the accident.
Getting a price
And
on
then,
repairing
and
it, yes.
getting a price of repairing it and putting it back in the fleet as something, a detective's car or some unmarked car. So I just don't, I just want to put that out there. So later on, if that decision's made to do that as opposed to strip it down from parts, that the board's aware of that.
Yeah,
That
full
is a
disclosure.
possibility of that, but you would have to get pricing for that, and we don't have that currently, right?
no.
All right, so this way everybody understands that. Because sometimes what insurance companies will do is if it reaches a certain value, based on the damage on the vehicle, that's what totals it. Because that the cost to repair it exceeds whatever the book value is. But it's not necessarily to the point where you couldn't repair it, if you wanted to go that route. So, but that's just an option. So you have a couple options with the car, but I think it makes sense, Mike, to buy it back.
Yes, sir.
To have it. So I think, unless the board, disagrees with that, or if they have any other comments with respect to that.
That's the
John,
5,374 on the salvage price? for
Yes, that's the salvage price, right.
So this is gonna be a 2015 expense or 2016 expense? 15. Okay.
And the chief did meet with Mary Ann to discuss this, the additional funds that are needed to build out the charger. And Mary Ann, just, which line is that coming from? Okay, the salary line from the PD. Is excess funds in there? Okay, all right. All right, any questions or comments?
The only other question, Chief, you mentioned that there's a decaling expense. I see on the spec for this, the car is white. Will it be,
The same, sir.
it'll be the same as the fleet, or white with new decals?
No, the same as we're doing, the black writing on the white.
The same as the 2 Explorers, John.
Gotcha.
Same as the 2 new Explorers.
Gotcha, I'm with you now.
So I think that's, we're
Ghost
going.
riding?
Not the
Ghost
Ghost.
riding?
Oh, not Ghost.
No, not the Ghost, it's gonna have the outline.
No,
Yeah.
I like the Ghost.
so do I.
Okay, Susie, you have anything for Mike? John, Frank? No?
Do you have ETA for getting it back into the fleet?
The car it's there, it's ready for us to pick up. I just need authorization, and then I don't know if I have an actual time frame, how long it takes for them to do it.
But if the
Probably
vehicle's
written, but I just don't
available in a few
remember.
weeks, we should have it at least back in and.
Oh, we'll have it, before the snow comes. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Thanks, Chief. Oh, I'm sorry, you have one other item.
Yes.
My apologies. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Also, Police Chief Mike Kazari, consider advertise for bids for the purchase and cleaning of police uniforms.
Yeah, so once again, we're putting out the bid for the uniforms for the 2016 fiscal year. It's the same, it'll be the same vendors that we'll send it out to. The clerk has a list, 35 miles radius from the town of Carmel. And then the dry cleaners, now we're using Sal. There's 4 or 5 dry cleaners in town, and we usually get some prices, and whoever the best price is, we'll use all of those.
Okay, all right, so you'll have the resolutions, Greg, for that? For both of them? Okay. Yep. All right, Chief, so you'll start that process with the uniforms, equipment, and dry cleaning?
Once you say go
Yeah.
ahead, I will give it to Ann Spofford and ask her to do the mailing.
Okay, very good. Board, any questions regarding the police uniforms, dry cleaning, equipment? This is for 2016. So.
It's 2 bids. One's to purchase uniforms, the second one is to dry cleaning. Yep,
Dry cleaning, yep.
yep, I'm with you.
Okay? All right. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, number 4, Town Controller, Mary Ann Maxwell. Come on up. Welcome, Mary Ann. Okay, this is to consider budget revisions for September and October 2015.
Good evening. This is the budget revisions for September and October for the fiscal year 2015 budget. Number 1 in the general fund is to provide for the repair of the stone wall in Mayapack. It is coming from an insurance recovery, and funds from the insurance recovery of $5,370. Number 2 is to provide for a police retirement sick payout of $37,500. That money comes from a fund balance that we have set up for compensated absences for retirees. Number 3 is to provide and transfer for search rate settlements in the general fund and several special districts. There were probably about 10 search rate settlements this year that we had to pay out on. Number 6 in the general fund is to transfer for miscellaneous expenses in the police department and for radar units in the vehicles in the police department. That came from various funds in the police department budget. That's a total of $2,200. Number 8 in the general fund, we're transferring for miscellaneous recreation expenses within the recreation budget. Number 9 in the general fund is to transfer towards the expenses of a new roof at the main building in the main recreation building. Currently, we're transferring $12,000. We're not sure where the bids are coming in on that. On page 2, in the highway fund, number 11, we're transferring $1,551 for a retirement sick payout. Number 12, we're transferring for miscellaneous expenses in the highway fund. And number 13, we're transferring for snow overtime and material expense, hopefully to get us through year end. We're transferring $80,000, $50,000 is going into the material line, and $30,000 is going into the overtime line. These are coming from employee retirement expense lines that have excess money in them. In the Lake Cassie Park District, we're transferring for improvements to the clubhouse. That's $2,159. I think they got blinds over there in the clubhouse. In Carmel Water District number 2, we're transferring for emergency repairs in that district, totaling $50,000. It's currently not $50,000 over budget, but we're hoping that that money will carry us through the end of the year. Carmel Water District number 5, we're transferring for well pump and utilities, and we're also providing for emergency repairs from a lightning strike. In Carmel Water District number 8, and also Carmel Water District number 10 on top of page 3, we're providing and transferring for pump replacement and emergency repairs. Carmel Water District number 12, we're transferring $8,114 for the emergency purchase of water in that district. Carmel Sewer District number 2, we're providing and transferring for a clarifier and commuter for actually it was $64,062. And $59,000 is coming from the Repair Reserve Appropriation Fund balance. In Carmel Sewer District number 4, we're transferring $5,000 for the clarifier that was approved. In Carmel Sewer District number 7, we're providing and transferring for engineering services for the roof design in Carmel Sewer District number 7. That's a total of $60,000. $50,000 is coming from the fund balance in that district. And number 29 and 30 on page 3, we're transferring for capital expenses in the drainage and the highway special garage capital funds. Any questions?
Yeah, just for clarification on number 1, Mary Ann, just for the benefit of the board and the public, the stone wall that was repaired for the 5370, that was over at the War Memorial, the monument that's on East Lake Boulevard.
Right.
Near McDonough Marina. A vehicle drifted off the travel portion of the roadway and struck that wall and caused considerable damage to it. So we got insurance recovery on that, paid for the total repairs to that wall. So I just wanted to just clarify where the wall was, the stone wall. It's owned by the town of Carmel. That's why we covered that. Mary Ann, on number 2, was that on a retirement?
Yes.
That sick, do you know,
Harney,
What?
Police Officer Harney?
was that for, oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, okay,
Yes.
very good. Thank you.
I think he
those are-
retired in August, but we didn't pay it, the payout didn't come out until September.
Till September?
I think it was,
Okay,
yeah.
very good. Yeah, I just wasn't sure who it was, that's what it was. All right. Yeah, that's all the questions I have. Does any other board members have any questions for Mary Ann regarding the budget transfers?
No.
No? No? Okay, Mary Ann.
Okay.
Thank you, and thank you, Michelle. Okay, number 5, Rich Franzetti, Town Engineer, consider advertise for bids for the collection system for pipelining of Carmel Sewer District Number 1. I have a memo here from the Town Engineer, Rich Franzetti. As the board is aware, the New York City DEP-owned Mahopac wastewater treatment plant experienced excessive flows from mid-March through mid-April of this year, 2015. These flows were attributed to infiltration and inflow, I&I, from the town-owned collection system in the hamlet of Mahopac. The board has authorized J. Robert Fulchetti and Associates for engineering design services required in connection with the repairs required within the Carmel Sewer District Number 1 collection system. This is pursuant to a notice of violation issued by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. At this time, the engineering department request authorization to let the project for public bid, let it out for public bid upon completion of the plans and specifications. So this is, we have to authorize this by resolution, correct?
Correct.
You want to speak a little bit more about it?
The DEC had issued a notice of violation to both the town of Carmel and actually the DEP as well, with respect to diversion of flow at the plant, Carmel Water District, Carmel Sewer District Number 1 plant, earlier this year. And obviously the city runs the plant, they're responsible for the treatment, and part of whatever the influent was left untreated, and the DEC determined that that shouldn't have been done, and they've put it on the town for our part on the violation, because there's been an issue with infiltration and inflow in the collection system in that district. So this is part of what our compliance milestones or our compliance objectives would include, is actually lining and sealing the collection system components, the pipes, manholes. And also, in the process of that, it's a mechanized process that's going out to bid. Hopefully, if there's any, ideally, how it's designed is if there's any connections that are not legal, those would be sealed off as well. So that's what's got to be done, and obviously, but the cost of the project's more than $35,000. We bonded, the town board authorized a bond issue of about $1.1 million for all costs associated with it. Required to be a public bid, and the engineering department's looking for authorization to do so once they complete the plans and specifications. So that's what it is.
Okay. All right, any board members, questions, comments with respect to the lining of the Sewer One collection system pipes? This is down in the Hamlin and Mahopac Business District. Okay, all right, so we'll have a resolution for next Wednesday?
Absolutely.
Very good. Thank you, Greg. All right, number 6, Mike Simone, our highway superintendent, is consider request to extend services for contract fiscal year ending 2016 with Highway Rehab Corp. There was a contract award last year for hot-in-place recycling heater scarification of existing asphalt pavement. The contract period was 12/1/14 to 11/30/15 with an additional 1-year option. At this time, the highway superintendent is requesting that the town of Carmel enter into and approve the additional 1-year option with Highway Rehab Corporation. This is where they actually burn the road, the pavement, and they recycle it in place. This is with Highway Rehab Corporation, as I said, and the purchasing and central services is with Putnam County, who actually went out to bid for the services.
It's
Do you
the
want to
yes,
expound on that?
it's the county's bid for that particular service, the hot scarification of the roads. And the bid was good through November this year. And the county's going to renew it for another year to the best of Superintendent Simone's understanding. The town would like to take advantage of that particular service on the county's bid on the renewal. So looking for authorization from the board to do that for the additional year that the bids were good for. All right.
Okay, all right. Any board questions or comments with respect to the 1-year additional option that we will exercise and approve? Suzie, anything?
Good.
Down here? Okay. All right, so the highway superintendent is extremely satisfied with the work that Highway Rehabilitation Corporation does with respect to the hot-in-place recycling. So he'd like to continue that. Okay, all right, next item, number 7, this is our final item for this evening. James Gilchrist, Director of Parks and Recreation, consider proposal for the purchase and installation of a backstop at Sycamore Park Ball Field. Jim?
Sure, this is a project that we budgeted in our this current year budget. We held off until obviously all of our sports were completed. We were trying to get this done in early spring, but with the winter lagging on, we were not able to get it done. So what we're looking to do is to have this done. Our softball league ends, I think, around the 22nd of November. So we would try to get this project started at the end of November and have it completed, obviously, by mid-December or so. And if we run into some issues, as long as the concrete work is done, they can do the final fencing in the early spring. So we have 3 prices. The lowest price would be Campanella Fence. They've done work all over town. All of our town parks. They do an outstanding job. I talked to the owner, and he feels confident that he can get this job done at the tail end of this year. We have, the lowest price we have came in at $18,650. We have $21,000 budgeted for this project. What I'm probably going to do is there's going to be some minimal damage to the ball field after they get out of there with their skid steer. So I'll probably be ordering some clay and try to dress up the home plate area and also the second base area. And it's a perfect time to get in when the ground is somewhat frozen. We'll get that material out there. So I probably will be ordering a load of clay with the remaining balance there to finish that field. So.
Okay, all right, great. I'm glad we're doing this, Jim. That backstop is in desperate need of replacement. So
I think it's about as old as you are. So.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Could be. Really?
It's been around for a long time.
It should be replaced.
Then it definitely should be replaced.
Yeah. No, it's we actually have some pictures
I second that.
Yeah, both
going way back. And
yeah, Frank seconds
yeah.
my replacement too.
Yeah,
No,
it's
the
been
fence.
it's been there for a long time, right from the beginning of the park. So that'll be a great improvement. We're going with black posts and black vinyl, which is a lot better than the galvanized that we have out there. It'll look real sharp when we're done.
Okay.
And all of our leagues are all excited about it, so
Yeah.
It'd be great to see that in the spring, we get that
Good.
done.
Yeah, all right, good job, Jim.
All right, and
Thanks
I
a
know,
lot.
I know Greg probably wants to know what's going on up at Camarda Park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have.
Oh, do you
this-
want to do a quick report on that?
Real
Jim?
quick one, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we have, the fields are skinned, so all the topsoil and grass were removed. All of the clay was delivered, it's stockpiled in the center. We met earlier today with the crane operator and United Concrete. The dugouts will be delivered
Nobody will come.
the week of November 30th. And as long as we have a somewhat dry couple days, we'll get the dugouts set at the end of November. The clay should be all spread out over the next week or so. So we're moving along. And the building is due to be set the beginning of January. All right, you got that all, Greg?
I'm kept fully abreast by the engineering department, but thanks for the refresher, Jim.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So
When is their 20-year anniversary celebration scheduled for?
it's going to be in June of next year.
Right
Okay.
sneak in under the wire.
Okay,
So we should have everything.
get it all done by,
Oh, yeah. We've got stockpiles of topsoil, gravel, so we're going to try to backfill the buildings and dugouts during the winter and early spring to get everything in good shape for
Nice.
next year.
okay,
So we're moving along.
awesome,
Okay.
great.
Any other questions? We're good.
Yeah, you have 2 more minutes left, so is there anything else you want to? Never mind.
No, we're good.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Give
All right.
Jared Minsky more time than you.
Oh, come on. Okay. Jim,
You all right?
You all right?
Okay?
that happened because of the comment you made about me. That's payback, karma. All right, that concludes the agenda items for this evening's Town Board work session. And since there's probably no members of the public that would like to come up and speak on the agenda items this evening, we're going to just go right on by there. And we're going to also new business. I don't believe there's anybody here that wants to discuss new business. So we're going to move past beyond that. I do have some announcements, which I'm going to spread around to my colleagues on the board where they can make these announcements. John, you like doing this one?
That's John's.
All right. Oh, no, pass that down to Susie, John. That's Susie's. And I saved this one for you.
I thought you were giving the fat guy the fat one.
No. All right, Susie, you could
Yes.
start.
There is, the Carmel Recreation and Parks is going to have breakfast with Santa, and it's going to be on Sunday, December 13th at 10 o'clock at Sycamore Park, and reservations are required. The space is limited, so you should really call the office at 845-628-7888. It began August 17th, so if you have not reserved, call the office to reserve. It is $9 per resident with the ID cards, ages 2 and up, and it's $15 per 9 resident. They're going to have breakfast, crafts, and more, and you'll have a great photo opportunity with Santa Claus. Can't wait. Go every year.
Okay.
Yep.
John?
We have a New England Christmas celebration at the Union Valley Cemetery Chapel at 743 Union Valley Road, Mahopac, New York, Saturday, November 28th, 2015, at 4 p.m. Welcome the holiday season by singing traditional Christmas carols accompanied by the Westchester Putnam Youth Symphony String Quartet. Holiday refreshments will be served. In case of inclement weather, please listen to HUD, that's 100.7 on the radio. Snow date will be the next day on Sunday, November 29th at 4 p.m. For more information, please contact Wendy at worthingtonlabradors03@gmail.com. Again, it's a New England Christmas celebration at the Union Valley Cemetery Chapel on Saturday, November 28th at 4 p.m.
Thanks, John. Okay. All right, Jonathan?
Top Dog, Town of Carmel, 2015. Entries in by November 30th, judging December 4th through December 11th, and announced December 16th. CarmelNY.org. Town Clerk, Ann Spofford, 628-1500.
Next week you get our announce it, but without the sheet in front of you.
CarmelNY.org. Yeah, I won't have those dates down, but
Oh.
I feel every week it's just getting a little bit shorter, the announcement.
All right, awesome. Frank?
Just, we're continuing with our Thanksgiving food drive. So I was told today that we are in need of stuffing, gravy, flour, sugar, oil, and cereal. We've collected monies already for the turkeys, so thank you to those who've donated turkeys, who have promised to donate turkeys, and who have contributed to our food bank, or food box that's out in the hallway. It'll be here for the next couple of weeks, out in the lobby of Town Hall, so please be generous if you can, and drop off anything you have, you want to contribute, or if you want to make a donation, just contact Ann in the supervisor's office, and she can give you instructions. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Frank. And tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we will be having 2 veterans ceremonies acknowledging the services and sacrifices of our veterans, both active and retired from the military. One will, well, they're both going to be at 11 o'clock, so you'll be going to the one, Frank? All right, Councilman Lombardi will be attending the 11 o'clock ceremony and services up in the Hamlet of Carmel at the VFW Hall. And at the same time in Mahopac on East Lake Boulevard, just down the street from the VFW, at the War Memorial, we'll be having another Veterans Day ceremony at that location as well. So, I ask that all that can attend those services and ceremonies for Veterans Day, please come out. It's our way of a community to thank our veterans for their service and their sacrifices. Veterans Day is a big day tomorrow, and please make every effort to attend either one of those ceremonies. And the town hall is closed tomorrow for Veterans Day. We will be reopening again on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. for regular town hall business. We have executive session to go into this evening to discuss the budget, year-ending 2016 personnel items. So we're going to be closing the meeting from executive session. We will not be coming back out here for that. So I need a motion to go into executive session. So moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone. Be well.